Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel reacting show. I'm DCat and here we are, finally, Loki season 2. I am so excited. Just a really quick recap as to where we left off at the end of season 1. After Sylvie and Loki ended up at the Citadel at the end of time, Sylvie was basically out to get blood after she basically wanted answers with the TVA. Obviously, we all found out that at the end of last time also the timekeepers who apparently created the TVA were fake. It was a front. So at the Citadel we came across He Who Remains, who is technically Kang in factory reset mode. And he was basically there saying, look, a version of myself came up with a thing, who met another thing, and realized that other versions of me and myself and I were technically quite evil and want to take over the world. So he said, I was here making sure everything was right, because Sylvie wanted to still be there, go after him, get blood. And he said, look, if you get rid of me, you ain't gonna solve the problem. In fact, you're gonna wreck everything and everything's gonna go to shit. He even kind of tried to bargain with them, considering they were both variants, Loki and Sylvie. He was gonna create a place for them in the timeline to allow them to create space for them to live, so on and so forth. Again, Sylvie rejected that. So towards the end, Sylvie was ready to fight and, kill him. And Loki tried to... There was a showdown between Sylvie and Loki, and he tried on various occasions and various times to try and stop her. And he was trying to say, look, what are you doing? If we kill him, whatever he was sort of holding back are gonna be unleashed. We're gonna end up unleashing something much more worse. It's gonna be basically hell on earth, or hell in the timeverse, or however you want to say it. But Sylvie wasn't about that. She did not care.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
Even though Loki in his last attempt tried to use the power of friendship and love to try and subdue Sylvie, she ended up using that as a motive to knock him, using the tempad to knock him back to the TVA, a version of the TVA. And she ended up stabbing and killing He Who Remains. But he kind of warned her to say, basically, this is it. She thought, and at the end of that, she technically never got what she hoped. Like, she was out there for blood and she kind of still was left dejected, but the fact that He Who Remains was now dead, which meant all the Kangs, all his evil versions, everything that was he was subduing is now being unleashed onto the multiverse. Back at the TVA, Loki thought, you know what, I'm not going to sit here and mourn my time traveling boo. I need to go and sort this shit out. But then we realize, unfortunately, the TVA version he had landed in isn't the one that he met his Mobius. So his work friend Mobius, I think her name was B15. Those versions of them were in the TVA he ended up in. And to his horror, when he had looked at the statue where once was one of the timekeeper statues, was now a statue of Kang, to show that the effects of Sylvie killing He Who Remains was already literally in a split second. You could already see the effects because Kang was clearly in charge of the TVA in this universe. So I already saw a little bit of a I forgot his name, but we saw there was that end credit scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 where we saw Loki and Mobius. I'm assuming this was the first version of Kang, or a version of him. I forgot his name, but he was the one who technically realized that there were multiverses and went off to meet himself. So I'm assuming that cutscene was from there. And obviously we did see the other cutscene where we saw all the variants of Kang discussing what they were going to do now, and there were different versions of him looking equally as menacing. Now I can't wait to jump in to see how Loki, with the help of, I think it's Mobius 2.0, because this is not the Mobius he knew in his adventures, what they're going to do to try and save the multiverse, because he needs to go and sort out the Kangs that have been unleashed across all timelines. So here we are now with Loki season 2 episode 1, Ouroboros. Was he being ducked down? He's being chased. Oh my gosh. Ow! Oh my god. Oh shit.
I'm fine.
Oh. How sad. Anyway.
Fine. I got him. I got the intruder. I got the intruder.
Oh. Did he move well, timelines? What happened? He was literally there.
The crack? It's been there as long as I can remember. I was in the past.
Ah. Oh gosh.
Now what?
Yes, this is where they were.
Now the branches keep on growing, and we tell the people of the TVA the truth about this place.
Tell him.
Hey, Mobius? Loki was just here looking for you. Loki's here. It was, and then he disappeared.
I don't understand.
With Renslayer missing, there's a new judges' council. So General Dox and Judge Gamble would like to see you both in the war room.
Oh. Oh shit! Oh my god.
Mobius, where is he?
He just went to the war room. Oh, he's glitching. So where is he now? It's definitely not where he was a second ago. Ah, I see. Look.
They're way past red line. Can you put out an order to stop pruning?
We just need a moment to explain.
Into the microphone, Hunter.
I will be proud to lead with you. You made a difference in this war. Time.
Always.
You're a Renslayer. You are quite a marvel.
When did Ravonna see him? That's probably where she snuck off to.
Stop pruning branches.
We didn't have time for proper protocol. Don't you understand? We're all variants.
Well, the sky's falling, Mobius. This changes everything.
This changes nothing. We won't let the timeline branch. I'm sorry, Hunter.
I know how hard it is to turn your back on everything you've believed in. But the TVA has to change.
Tell the TVA to stop pruning, effective immediately.
Oh shit! Oh my god! He made it.
Loki! Just a moment ago, you didn't know.
Oh my god.
Tell me you recognize me.
Stand down.
Just a moment ago, you didn't know me.
Stand down!
Oh. Oh. Oh.
That's who built this place. That's who stole the Orions.
Oh shit! He was.
That's who's coming back.
The timekeepers are fake. The little warnings were real.
Yeah, I'd be like, what's this relationship?
Over to me.
Where's Sylvie? I don't know. She's still there. We thought it was about freeing the timeline, but that brings only more malevolence, more violence, more war, more of him. They're coming. They're all coming. And she came me through a time war. Well, and ask who won, but it was a draw. Both kicked each other through time wars simultaneously. No, he built this place. Oh, how would I not remember that? Because he wiped your memories. And he obviously did it more than once. What do you mean in the past? Where in the past? Here, the past TVA. No, there is no past.
That looks painful.
Did you see it? Yeah, I saw it. I guess it doesn't look that bad, but we definitely gotta get used to the help.
That looks painful.
Disappeared. I know. I can't keep looking at it because it's horrible. I thought he said it wasn't that bad. I was lying. Where are you taking me? Sir, it's a little off the beaten path. I have no memory of having my memory wiped.
Oh, hey, welcome to RNA.
Yay!
Right place. We have a little bit of a situation we wanted to run by you. Good to see you too.
He doesn't.
Loki, I want to introduce you to
Boys.
Oh, nice. He's the
Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Look at.
Could it be 3 or 4?
400 years.
What?
Wow.
Feels like 1,000, right?
Yeah.
Hey, how are the other guys doing?
What other guys?
What other guys? Just OB. Just OB.
Keepers and
Oh.
That's what's been happening.
Wow. Time slipping.
But you fixed that.
No.
Time slipping in the TVA.
I know, but we just saw it happen.
Do I know you?
Yes, in the future. Well, it's your future. My present. It's complicated.
It's impossible to time slip in the TVA.
But you just saw it happen.
Yeah. I'm having trouble recognizing reconciling that?
Because he was in the past.
Is he talking to you in the past and you're just now remembering it?
Wow, that makes perfect sense.
That's crazy.
How might one
not.
remedy that?
Theoretically.
Theoretically, if it were possible to time zip with the TVA, how might one remedy that?
One temple.
Oh my god, he made it!
Great. Can you hold on to that until my friend Mobius drops by?
That is mental.
One temple or extractor. Been too long in it, that kind of temple energy peel the skin right off you.
I thought you said not too bad, and now you're talking about me getting my skin peeled off of me?
Well, when something is pruned, it's released from time. So the hope is that after you prune yourself, the extractor will pull you into the present.
Ouch.
Damn it!
Hey, Loki's back. Well, I guess you two are ready to go. So the timeline is branching now? I bet that's what's causing the power surges. Temporal loop is the heart of the TVA. It's where raw time is refined into physical timeline. It's a disaster. Once those doors close, we won't be able to resync here. So it's now or never. You'll go out there and launch the extractor, which will pull Loki from the time stream before I need to close the glass doors. Okay? If you're too late, you will be lost to time forever. And Mobius will lose all of his skin. Okay, we've got about 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I'm gonna get everything ready.
Skin. Oh. He did that now. Did he go into the future?
Is this cracked?
Oh my god.
Okay.
My goodness. It's probably scary and
Still time.
yeah, that is. Whoa. Oh shit! He needs to prune himself. Who's coming out of the lift?
Not yet. Give him more time.
He doesn't have. Get in the door, Mobius. Is that Sylvie?
There you are.
Who pruned him? Yes. That's him. Oh, yes, they got him. But was it one of these lot that pruned him?
All this for Sylvie?
No, there's something else up.
I don't buy it.
Damn it. So she's in one of the branch timeline in 1982. It's McDonald's?
I would have tried everything.
She realised she's in a timeline, they're not chasing her. That's probably the relief. So that was Ouroboros, a fantastic episode. Ugh. We went right back into the thick of things. So I really loved how we kind of got a glimpse of the start. Loki was panicking. He was a lot all over the place because he was trying to warn everyone, but he was kind of going through stuff himself. Like the time slipping, for example. It was really, I mean, first of all, I haven't seen no trailers to this, so I had no idea what was going on. I did know that Ki Hue Kwan was going to be in this, so it's quite cool to see him as this sort of character. And I really loved, one of the things I really loved about this is that every time Loki was going to the past, it was 2 points. 2 points that were mentioned. One, Mobius has said that there's no past here. It's a TVA, the time doesn't work that way. You can't be in the past. However, every time Loki went back to the past, like you would get in usual time traveling scenarios, or technically, I say real time traveling scenarios as if it could happen, but he should have created a separate timeline because he had changed something in the past. However, it was affecting that timeline he was in. So that was something that was very interesting, because literally as he was talking to Obi, he was remembering stuff that was happening. So literally, no, that didn't happen, but oh yeah, yes I did, I spoke to him. It was crazy how things were just slowly coming back. I do like how the first note of that we got was when he slammed into that area and it cracked the office of the TVA, which showed up again in the future. So whatever he was doing in that past was affecting that same timeline. In other words, he was on that, it wasn't creating a branch timeline. I wonder what that relationship was with ex-Hunter, I forgot his name already, and that one of the judges. She was giving me proper, the way she was latching onto him was giving me proper Game of Thrones vibes, because I know that was, I think, what was her name? She basically went through the moon door. But as Loki was going back and forth into the past and into it, that version or that past he was in had Kang's face, yet he was still able to sort of knock it down. And it's weird because those judges in the war room had found one of the severed heads of the supposed timekeepers, and they were trying to sort of remedy that, try and sweep it under the carpet, even though the other judge said we're not going to prune them. I liked how B15 was saying these are lives, you can't prune whole timelines anymore because those are people. But Loki was trying to also explain to Mobius how he was making sense. The reason why he had to do what he had to do was to stop versions of himself going crazy and taking over everything. It was really interesting, again, that bit in the past, I'm assuming that was in the past, maybe Ravonna made, or asked Leia, because obviously she's still missing, she made some sort of deal with He Who Remains, because he was like, I'll be more than happy to lead in this war with you. So I wonder what that was about. And it was obvious that there was a lot more. She was acting as if she never knew stuff, but there's probably a lot more that she did know, because that conversation happened in the past. And because of how time works in the TVA, who knows at what point in time they were at the Citadel. So it'd be interesting to try and figure that out. So yes, that whole explanation, all that timey-wimey stuff, and Loki was time slipping, something that has never happened in the TVA, which makes sense. They had to try and pull all versions of himself out of the timeline, so then he could exist in that one specific timeline. And it was interesting because in all the times he was time slipping, in the end he went to the future. I don't know if Sylvie was hiding there, because one of the things that Sylvie did do was hide in places which were going to have catastrophes, or places which things were supposed to go down. So therefore, because a catastrophe was going to happen, the TVA weren't going to pick it up. But looking at when she landed in Oklahoma in 1982 to that bit, her hairstyle was different. So clearly some time has passed, and it's hard to always deduce the amount of time, because again, we don't know how time works. But when Obi and Mobius and Loki had that plan that, I need to shut the blast doors, and I need to fix it, basically, because of how it was a very good explanation as what do you call it? The temporal loom is where raw time was then regenerated into a physical timeline, but because of all the extra branches that now were created after the death of He Who Remains, it was basically, there was too many branches being fed into it. So I really want to know who pruned him, because she was coming out of that lift saying, oh, they, like, almost as if she was expecting him, but then he got pruned. And that was one, interesting. I don't know if it was maybe Ravonna, she's still missing, or Slayer. It could be another version of Kang maybe, but he got pruned, and that was basically good because it was there that saved his life. Otherwise he was going to be lost to time. And it's kind of sweet that Mobius was about to almost sacrifice himself waiting for his friend, but clearly he had seen something, because as soon as he dropped back in, the first thing he said to Mobius was, we need to go find her. So Sylvie is definitely not just, I wouldn't say she's the one who started it, because it doesn't change the fact that He Who Remains is dead, but I think Sylvie's role is much more bigger and has a much more importance as to, one, there's a reason why Loki got dragged to the future this time, and as you can see in that particular future, they were evacuating. Maybe what happened, that version, or that particular version, Loki wasn't pruned in time, or something or another. In other words, I wonder now, because Loki was pruned, would that change that branch of the future? Whatever's happening in the TVA seems to be happening on that one timeline, because everything Loki did in the past was affecting people in real time in the present. So it'd be interesting to know if now that Loki was pruned, that past Loki was pruned, would that then now affect that branch of the future? And of course, B15 and the other guy were right to think that this can't all be for Sylvie. Maybe, even though the other judge said no more pruning branches, we're not going to prune people, I wonder if they're going down the timeline to prune other variations. It could be other variations of Loki, it could be other variations of I don't know what their deal is, because clearly she wasn't about to tell them what the plan was. But it'd be quite interesting to know now, because with Loki, for whatever reason, whatever he saw, is now more determined. Like, he wanted to find Sylvie because obviously after how things were left off, he probably still has feelings for her. But now there's a bigger plan. Apart from helping him finding Sylvie, he still needs to help everyone prepare for war, because Kang's a real threat and he is coming. I really liked the end, because you saw that she ended up, it said branch timeline, so this is one of the many timelines that now started branching off, and it was kind of nice. You could see that moment of relief. She was no longer running, she was on one of the timelines that the TVA won't know where she is, sort of thing, and you could see that this is kind of the life she wanted. One of the things she wanted was to stop running, to be able to live free. So I'm wondering, in the next episode we're going to see a bit of that, as to what her life was like in 1982 Oklahoma, all the way straight through to when she meets Loki again, when she was trying to get out of the lift. That was an excellent episode. Now with the blast doors closed, because Obi said he was going to fix them so it could handle the new pressure, that clearly will change, I'm assuming will change that bit in the future. But I'm wondering if with whatever that woman is doing, again I forgot her name, she is going to, like, what their plans are, because she was like, doesn't matter that the timekeepers are dead or all this other stuff's happening, it doesn't change anything. So I wonder how much they knew of what was going on. I wonder how much they were very aware of the existence of He Who Remains and all of that sort of stuff, because they didn't seem, apart from that Hunter guy that was with the other judge, the other two didn't seem that phased. So I'm wondering how much they were aware of this to begin with, for them to just be like the way they were. But that was such a good episode. I'm very excited to see what happens next, and if you do want to come along with me on this journey of reacting to Loki season 2, don't forget to subscribe and obviously hit that notification bell so you know every time I drop another episode. So as always, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.